Hey, I am Elisa Matissa, and welcome to Sip and Chit. Okay, thank you guys for coming back, and welcome to my new channel again. Listen, you're watching, but I don't see the watch time and the subscribers adding up. It is free to hit that subscribe button down below. It's a new channel, and I just love to sip and chit. Okay, I'm drinking some oh, this is so good. This is my first sip. But this is Bacardi Coquito. You know, the Puerto Rican drink, but they making this now. Bacardi came out with some new brand, I guess, for the holidays, Coquito. If you Puerto Rican, you know what this is. They usually make it homemade at home, but now Bacardi is giving them a run for their money. But anyway, getting back to the story at hand. So this is one story that actually stays in my mind all the time. And I think it's helped me out in situations. And that's one thing that we need to learn and probably be cognizant of our actions when we get into fender benders. Because as you see in the thumbnail, this story is of Trenton Thornton. That's the killer. The victim name is Patrick Edwards. And unfortunately, this ended up tragic. But this story comes from A&E. And this story stays in my mind. I saw this story a couple of years ago. It happened in 2020. He went to trial actually last year. So I'm going to tell you how that ended. But in this circumstance, Patrick Edwards, the victim, he was driving. His wife was in the passenger seat. And as he was driving, someone rear-ended them. And when they rear-ended them, the car kept going. And this is the 911 call from when the wife called 911. And tell me what you think. I might interrupt it for a second just to get your thoughts.
On Michigan Avenue, somebody just hit her car and they keep going. We chasing behind them right now.
The caller says she and her husband are following the driver who sideswiped them.
Do you have a tag number? We're not close enough to get their tag. They trying to hide. They're trying to get it right now. Please get some police off. Ma'am. They turned their lights off and everything, ma'am.
And they turned their lights off.
The driver who hit them stops.
So let me ask you a question. In this instance, the person who hit their car is driving into a dead-end street at night. Would you follow the car that just rear-ended you and did a hit and run? Would you follow them on a dead-end street?
And the caller's husband gets out to try to speak to him.
Ma'am, what's going on?
The caller screams that the driver is shooting at them. And her husband has been hit.
Just calm down so I can understand you, man. Where are you now?
The caller says she's lying on the ground, but the hit-and-run driver just fled in his car, and her injured husband is trying to follow him.
So let me just stop it right here. In this instance, the woman gets out of the car and she hits the ground. And as she gets out the car, the husband takes off. As he's shot, he's still driving, trying to chase after the person who hit his car.
I don't know where they are. He's chasing behind the car. So I'm walking in the path that they just took. What did you see, sweetie, so I can get somebody to you? What do you see?
The caller says she sees her car crashed in a yard. Police and EMS arrive and find the caller's husband shot multiple times. They attempt to revive him, but he can't be saved.
And I'm not victim blaming at all. We can all learn from victims, so we ourselves don't become a victim. And what I learned from this circumstance, because listen, I've been in a fender bender and I've been in a hit and run where he actually took off and I got out the car. Okay. And I actually started chasing after him, but God was with me. Okay. So in this circumstance, I hope that, like me, you learn from this too, because there's no way that I would got out the car, got shot, and he was still, as he was shot, that's how pressed he was to get this guy, even though he was still dying. You know, it didn't even make a difference. But I guess his adrenaline got the best of him because he got shot, realized that the guy had a gun, and was still taking off in the car to go after the killer. Like at that point, like you got shot, go get yourself some help. You should be driving to the hospital or calling 911, making sure your wife is good in your last couple of breaths. And I'm not victim shaming. I'm just saying I could learn from this myself. Like I would know, like, calm down, take a breather, don't get out the car. Actually, now in the tri-state area, the cops don't even come out anymore for fender benders. If you don't have no broken bones, nothing on you, no bodily damage, they're not coming out. So now this is even better for me because I've gotten rear-ended twice in the last 2 years during COVID, and I did not have to get out the car. Okay. I took down the license plate. I took a picture. I called the cops from inside the car. That's when I realized they don't come out anymore. And I got paid through the insurance companies without even getting out the car. Well, so let me say, don't get out the car when it's nighttime. Do not follow the hit and run driver in a dark alley at a dead end. And he turned off his lights. I would have been screaming at my husband to turn around. Let's go. We got the license plate. He did the jet damage. And eventually, look what happened. They caught the guy. And the victim could have been alive, and they would have caught the guy anyway. But they caught the guy, and now, unfortunately, it's not a hit and run. It's a murder. Okay? So the part that annoyed me is when they brought him in, unfortunately, I can't show much footage because of the copyright issues, and YouTube kept flagging my video, so I had to take it out altogether. So what happened was they finally caught up to him. He was staying at his mom's house. Let me tell you something. They had a whole standoff. They went to his mother's house. He did not want to come out his bedroom. The mother had to come out, call him up to get out the bedroom. Finally, he got out. And let me tell you something. He was like cool as a cucumber. He was not shocked. He was calm. Came out, hey, officers, I was sleeping. He was fine. And then they arrested him and brought him to the station. And he was like fine. He looked like he was at work. You know how you spin around in your office chair? He was like spinning around, like chilling, like it was nothing. Okay. And then they finally asked him, like, what happened? We know what happened, but you tell us what happened. And what he said was, I want an attorney. Never till this day did he give a reason as to why he just let off shots. Let me tell you something. In this circumstance, this killer, he didn't even roll down his window to shoot the guy. He actually shot through his own window and busted out his own window and shot the victim 3 times. Now, something had to be wrong with this guy. Okay. So anyway, they get him to the station. He's prior military. So, I don't know what his problem was, but he basically told the officers he don't have nothing to say. He's going to speak to his attorney, and he ended the interrogation right then and there. Until this day, he has never given he did give a reason at the trial. Look at here.
The Trenton Thornton murder trial hasn't officially started yet. The court's still working on selecting a jury. Thornton is accused of killing Patrick Edwards in 2020. Investigators say Thornton hit Edwards' car, then sped away. But Edwards followed Thornton, and police say when the two pulled over, Edwards approached Thornton's car. That's when police say Thornton fired multiple shots through a closed car window, killing Edwards. Thornton's defense team tried unsuccessfully to get the murder charge against him dropped, claiming self-defense.
Ask you a question. So this is what my channel is all about, asking questions and me seeing your perspective and you seeing my perspective. So he's saying that Patrick Edwards basically chased him down and was chasing after him, and he feared for his life. So he had to shoot him 3 times, kill him, and stood his ground. Basically, that's what he's claiming. So they took this to trial, and guess what the end result was? It was a mistrial. And guess what the killer is claiming? He's claiming that after he hit and ran off when he hit Patrick Edwards' car. He's claiming that Patrick Edwards then chased him down, and the killer is basically saying he feared for his life. So he had to stand his ground, and he shot at him when he went down a dead-end road. He had nowhere to go. And now he feared for his life, and he shot and killed him to stand his ground because Patrick was coming after him, and he was scared. I don't believe it at all. I think this might be related to, and I don't want to give an excuse for this killer. I think this might be a case of PTSD because he's prior military and he served 2 tours in Afghanistan. So I don't know, because they have never interviewed this guy. He has never spoken outside of his attorneys. So I don't know what type of things he saw when he did his tour, what type of things has he been exposed to. Was he diagnosed with PTSD? Because I don't think those were in the papers, because he's just claiming self-defense. He's not claiming PTSD. So I don't know. I'm thinking it has there's some correlation there. Something might be wrong with him in the head, and that could be related to his PTSD. So that's my thoughts on it. I don't believe that this was self-defense at all. Something with his PTSD, his military, record, and him being exposed and seeing certain things while he was in the military. So, and I still don't know. He probably won't even get much time anyway. At the end of the day, because they probably tied into self-defense, PTSD. I just think he has a lot of excuses, but he had no prior record. So I don't know where this stemmed from, but I believe that he wouldn't get any time anyway, no matter what. Even if the jury did convict him, I don't believe he would get a lot of time, And right now he's serving 10 years in prison, and that's for the hit and run and for having a loaded gun in a car. So he has not been convicted of the murder because of the mistrial. The prosecutor's claiming that they're going to take it to trial again, but I don't believe them. So I don't know. I don't believe it. I don't think he's going to do any time anyway. And I think if he does, he's probably going to get it like time served. So I don't know if it's even going to help. Unfortunately, it was a senseless killing, and Patrick Edwards lost his life, but hopefully his life will spare our lives, and we'll think twice before we get out the car and get road rage along with the person who hit and ran. Like, just make sure you keep your composure. If it's daylight, take the information. If it's nighttime, don't get out the car. Just, take down their plates. There's too many crazy people walking around this earth unmedicated and experiencing PTSD and all kinds of situations going on in their life. So, having said that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give your opinion down below. Tell me what you think. Do you think he should have served like first degree? Do you think he should have been convicted of first degree murder? Or what do you think? What time do you think? Do you think it was because of the military experience? Do you think he was exposed? Do you think it's PTSD? Or do you think he was just crazy with no record? Just a crazy dude walking the earth? Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for some more stories that we can unpack and engage in. And you can leave your comment down below. See you next time. Toodles.